Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
Welcome to Performance in Motion with your host, Dr. Deniz.
Okay, folks, we're back, and we're going to make this short and sweet because my guest has a lot on his plate. Colonel Kim Mo Mahoney. How's it going, man?
It's well. I'm glad to be here, Dennis. Thanks for having me.
Hey, awesome, man, and thank you for spending the time. I know you have a crazy life, and you're helping millions out there.
Everybody's got crazy lives, man. We just make it happen.
Absolutely. Hey, I wanted to just share my gratitude for your service. My dad was in the Navy, and I don't take it for granted, the freedom that we have, and I have a lot of respect for you.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. As we like to say, all gave some gave all. Your old man gave some, and frankly, it's a pleasure to do it for everybody, even the people that don't like us so much, but even more so for people like y'all that appreciate it. So good on you, right back at you, and that's what motivates us.
Absolutely, man. Hey, so we're gonna go over this real quick. You just shared a number with me that I can't even fathom. 300 landings. What does that mean?
Well, just talking about landings at the boat. Got around. As a Marine, we're not supposed to count. Every Navy guy knows exactly how many landings they have, so we kind of bust our chops about it. I'm somewhere around there. I don't know, plus or minus 10, but yeah, that's just taking off from the carrier and then coming back to land, and it's pretty awesome experience. It doesn't happen unless there are hundreds, if not really thousands of people doing their job the right way to make it happen so that it's even possible for you to do that. And then our job as knucklehead pilots is to make sure not screw it up.
All right. So listen, man, I mean, I've been, definitely you're motivational, inspirational since the first day I met you, and your level of respect and integrity and humbleness is something that you very rarely see.
Well, I appreciate all that stuff. I only agree with the humbleness stuff. You can ask anybody else. I got plenty of dirt on me, but I guess that's why it keeps you humble. One of the things is just growing up, there's always people around you that don't have it quite as good. And there's an old saying, and I don't really like the person that said it, but I got to give him credit for it. It said 100% of life is the 10% that happens and the 90% how you react to it. And he's actually a really good dude. He was a coach of a team that I'm not necessarily a huge fan of. That's all. Being a competitive guy.
Yeah, gee, really, don't hold back your feelings.
But that's okay. But he's definitely the truth because stuff's going to happen in life. It's just how you're going to handle that. And frankly, like my Irish grandmother used to say, in every life some rain will fall, and that's what makes the flowers grow. So you just got to endure the rain, and you'll get to the flowers.
Absolutely. One of the things I want to share with our listeners out there is, I want to talk about motivational factors for you. So what is your number one motivation in life?
I think it's just to make a positive difference in the world and only worry about the stuff that I can kind of control. And in order to make that positive difference, that means, I'm not going to be perfect by any stretch. We're human, we're fallible. You can go back to Aristotle or the Bible or wherever you want to go. For me, you can follow me around for 10 seconds. I'll probably make 10 mistakes. But the bottom line is that to be the best, you always got to strive, and it's part of the journey. And wherever you're at, you put the time in, you put the work in. If you win, that's great, and there's a great sense of satisfaction. But at least as I get pretty old, I'm 48 now, at least I take the realization that life is meant to be hard in some cases, because that's what makes you a better person. Like the husband of my Irish grandmother used to say, he said, life is never easy, and you know what, you grow through adversities, and nobody ever got better being ass down, feet up with a lollipop in their mouth. So he's also my grandfather. I love him. He would say, if you want some sympathy, you can go look it up in the dictionary. It's between shite and syphilis, and I don't know if you got to beep that out or what. But it's true. It's, hey, do the best you can with the suffering that comes. Recognize that you're going to be stronger at the end of it, and then just take a look at what you can do to treat people like you want to be treated and make the world a better place. Sorry if that sounds like a diatribe or anything, but just what keeps me going, because there are great people out there. You can only live one life, and if you can learn from somebody else, it's going to make your life that much better.
Absolutely. And you know, I love one of your, not a quote, but, you know, when I sent you an email, and I love this. And, you know, Colonel Kim Mo Mahoney said, what's your one of your motivations? He said, to be the best version of myself physically, intellectually, and spiritually.
Right.
Let's cross that bridge and say, how does that carry over to being an excellent athlete?
It's really to be the best athlete you can. And excellent is whatever your measurement of that is. Now, you know, people may lose a limb in a rack or whatever, but they're out there with a flipper and doing some running. I'm going to consider that an amazing athlete. It's really and always the hardest judge is really always yourself.
Absolutely.
So kind of that best version, you really need to be able to be the best person you can be to be able to help others. And that's kind of one thing that I liked in learning in the Marine Corps. It's like before you can take care of others, you got to be able to have your own stuff in order.
That's right.
And you're never going to be perfectly aligned there. You need some people's help at times, but you know somebody else is going to be better at something else. Like if I can't, you know, as an officer candidate school, if I can't make my rack fast enough, somebody will help me with that. But then maybe I'm really good at polishing boots, and I can help them with that.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of the whole human dynamic there. Be the best you can and learn from others, and hopefully, you know, you're an opportunity to get back to them. And the other thing I'd say is, hey, give first. Be that first person, do the nice thing, and put yourself out there. And guess what? If somebody's maybe not so nice, I won't use a word or words, but you know that's a them problem. And frankly, life's a lot more fun when you just. I mean, I'm a Marine, and I'm always in condition yellow or always looking around my surroundings, but it's also kind of a protect mode.
Right.
But I'm also going to give people the benefit of the doubt. And if they want to be a jerk, then I don't sweat it. That's their problem. I'm glad I don't have to live in their life because it's probably a miserable little place.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, that summed up a lot. Hey, any advice for parents of athletes out here?
I don't think my three sons would be, or my wife would say I should be given any parenting advice, but I guess at least in my experience, they're all different. And the greatest thing you can give them is nothing material. It's just time. And so, in fact, some of the most profound discussions I've had with my parents and, frankly, with our boys is, you know, we're out working in the yard pulling weeds, or we're on a long car trip and everybody's pissed off and hot, but you start talking about stuff. And that's something you never get back. And that's one of the main reasons why I left active duty. You know, I'm sitting in the same desk I was at about 8 months earlier, and you know, I've deployed 3 times in the last 4 years, and you know, kind of hear the cats in the cradle music in the background. I'm doing the math. My oldest son's going to be 18. I'll probably deploy 2 or 3 more times by the time he graduates from high school, and he'll be like, "Hey, Dad, thanks for the memories. Too bad you weren't around for too many." So I decided at that point in time, it's not just all about me. You know, my family's paid enough price, and God bless those dudes, my bros that are still in it. But at least for me, I need to be there for the family a little bit because you never get that time back, man. And we all get a day older, so make the best of it.
Absolutely. Do all 3 of your boys play football?
They all play sports, right?
Cool.
Football and lacrosse. The oldest one's in college, so he just does football. And then lacrosse and football for the other guys.
You know, your passion truly comes out, and what's great is it's across the board. It's in everything that you do, not just sports, not just work. And it's very uncommon to see that consistency.
Well, I look at it this way. You only got so much time on God's green earth. I mean, I could be driving back from the studio and get clocked. But if you're going to do it, why not do it? And it's what my grandfather, my mom's side used to say. If you're going to do a job, just do it right. You do it once, and you get good at it. Absolutely.
And, you know, I could relate on some level. My mom passed when I was 10. And my brother was born the day before.
Oh, man.
So at 10 years old, I was basically raising a 7-year-old and a newborn baby.
Yeah, and he's not going to get a lot of nurturing from an older brother like he would his mom.
Yeah, definitely not. And, you know, being the triple mom, dad, and brother, obviously I was not excellent at it. But I love children. And, you know, to be able to relate to someone like you who's an amazing dad, but also an amazing human being, you know, I get it.
Yeah, you just do the best you can. Again, that's the 10% of life. How are you going to handle that?
That's right.
I mean, that's the other thing. You can be a prisoner of war. You can be in a bad situation, but if they're going to take the only thing, they can take all those other things, but they can't take your spirit. You got to give that away.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And you know, it's just incredible to see someone who, in my opinion, you know, I was a pro athlete for a reason. And I see that attitude in your actions and your behavior, and it's consistent.
Right, and frankly, everybody can be a pro. Be a pro at being you, man.
That's right.
You know, that's and again, you're your own hardest critic, but cut yourself a little bit of slack. Did you put the work in? Did you do the journey? That's what matters. I mean, look, we're a results-oriented society, and that's great, and we always want to know the score because that's what motivates us. But in reality, how we get better is through the journey, the practice, and all the hard work before the game. And then if you win the game, that's great. But just as you were out there competing, you got better. And you'll be ready for the next one and get a better shot at winning the next one if you didn't win this one.
Absolutely. And I love what you said earlier about giving back. And I think if a human being has that inherently inside of them, how many lives can they change?
Yeah, it's amazing. Quick story, my dad was in Vietnam, and a local village priest came up and said, hey, we got 200 orphans. The parents have been killed in the war. They don't have any place to sleep. They're sleeping in the woods, got typhoid and all this other stuff.
Wow.
Long story short, was able to put together, and he talked an Air Force colonel out of his Quonset hut and instead built an orphanage. Well, 35 years later, my dad got in touch with him, found out that he was alive. In 2 weeks, he was in Vietnam, and our family still works with them. I've been over there. So we really are built to give. And if you think about it as a kid, it's not what presents you got on Christmas, but think about the gifts you gave, and those are the ones that really matter. Even if you're a knucklehead kid and you make some nasty Christmas card, it sucks. It still feels good, and you feel good about that.
Absolutely, man. Well, this has been a tremendous pleasure, and we'd love to have you back at some time when you can fit into your schedule. And it's been an incredible session here with Colonel Kim Mo Mahoney. And, folks, you need to listen to this podcast a few times. WSRadio.com, the worldwide internet leader in talk radio.
Thank you for listening to WS Radio. Improve your business and your life with useful information from experts and thought leaders. WS Radio is radio with ROI.
Are you losing the battle with technology? Tired of struggling with IT? Ready to meet your IT dream team? Centrix IT is Southern California's leader in IT management. A 4-time winner of San Diego's fastest growing privately held companies, Centrix IT has provided Fortune 500 managed IT services to small and medium businesses for over 13 years. Put an end to your struggle with technology today at CentrixIT.com. CentrixIT.com.
Life is full of misadventures, from car crashes to home fires to getting choked out on the mat. Yes, I said getting choked out because I'm Carlos Kramer, jiu-jitsu competitor, MMA and media personality, and mild-mannered insurance agent. You can follow my adventures on Kick-Ass Radio, and I can protect you from life's misadventures at Kramer Insurance. Home, auto, life, business, and workers' comp. We're at KramerINS.com, and I want you to join my world.
Are your feet hurting you? I mean, really hurting you so much that you can't come to the fair and enjoy other activities with your friends? If so, you may have plantar fasciitis, a chronic inflammation of the connective tissues in the foot. I'm Holly Halsey. I'm a licensed acupuncturist, and I can help you with your pain. I invite you to visit me at my webpage, AccuSageHouseCalls.com. That's ACUSSAGE, housecalls.com. Find out what pain-free feels like.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.